First of all, my name's June McDonald, and I taught at Plastisar. Before I taught here, I took classes for a year or so, and the then executive director, who was always around making sure she knew who everyone was, students and all, said to me, "You know what, if you want to continue, you should go and continue. You should go to college and continue." And so I thought about that, and I realized how inexpensive it was to go to college. I did. And when I finished, I came in to see how everybody was doing, look at the gift shop, things like that. And Mrs. Payton caught me as I was looking at things, and she says, "How would you like to come and be our tech for the summer program? Fire the kilns and things." And I thought, well, I guess I could do that. And that was how I started. And then gradually, I kept doing that for a little bit. And then Julian came on board as executive director. And she said, first of all, she took away all the funny little jobs that Mrs. Payton gave to everybody. She would give anybody who she thought wasn't doing something, would be given any other job, anywhere in the building. It was just we all have to know how to do everything. And so I remember going shopping for curtains for somewhere, because she wanted to have somebody drive her, because she didn't drive very often. And also, she just wanted somebody to be with to go and choose these curtains. So fine, I did that. I can remember, I used to look after the gift shop, I think Lydia still does that, doesn't she? Okay, well, and the other thing that was kind of funny, there was all kinds of people wandering around, but I was the only person who knew how to fix our really old toilet. And I had to do that several times. I should have probably suggested they get a plumber, but I never thought of it because I knew how to do it. And then when Jillian came in, she said to me, "I think you should stay in the pottery room or stay doing the pottery because there's lots to do there and you really don't need these other jobs, do you?" And I thought, well, maybe I don't, but at the same time, I'd just taken it for granted because my husband had his own business and I had worked with him. And so when you have your own business, you do what needs doing. And so I brought that attitude with me. And when we got into the teaching, when I was asked by Julian to teach, I'd been teaching children, but she asked me if I would teach adults. And I was a bit intimidated because they're all bigger than me for starts. And the other thing was that I'd never actually taught adults, but boy, did I ever enjoy it. And then I was asked to be on the committee that had breakfast meetings every Tuesday morning for I don't know how many months to plan the new building. That was really enriching and really informative and really wonderful to be a part of. I think I learned more from Plastisar and the students than I ever taught anybody. There were so many different people that came. I made friends with my students. I'm still friends with some of them. And it was just an awesome place to be. I could hardly wait to get up and go to work in the morning. And there were times when I spent quite a lot of hours because of at the end of a session, for example, getting all the firing done and making sure everything was done. It was just a special place to be, and I feel very lucky that I had that job for so long. I think I learned to hone my own skills better, and I think I got a lot of confidence. I think I there were years, you know, before I started working, speaking in public was something I tried to avoid whenever. Well, when you're teaching, you have to speak in public, so now I feel like I can. What's not to love? I think it's just the interaction, the spaces interact with each other quite well. We've always been crowded. I can remember the one time, this is in the old building, we had a different kind of wheel, and you had to use them with your right foot because to make them spin, you had to press down the pedal and it would spin that way. Anyway, I had a student who came in and started taking, and he was having a terrible time. He couldn't sort of do, so I sat there and I watched him very carefully, and I said, you know, if you sit this way and do that, it will be better, because he kept sort of doing this. And he says, oh, no leg here. And so I switched that. I switched the wheel around so that he could use it. But if he'd said something right away, but I guess he just sort of didn't connect with the fact that it could be done. So. Well, definitely being part of the planning committee, very definitely that. I think one of my favorite things was that I was able to meet so many people from so many different cultures and get to know them on a personal level. I think that's been very enriching to me. And I think just the camaraderie between all the staff and teachers too, that's special.